We are waiting to hear from Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. He has a statewide address scheduled to start here in the next 20 minutes on the update on the coronavirus pandemic in that state. Today is the first day Ohioans in Phase 1C can get a vaccine, but the governor's facing new criticism from right here in Cincinnati. WCPO 9 News reporter Josh Bazan explains why Mayor John Cranley is calling for the state to expand that eligibility.
Mayor Cranley wants to see grocery store workers, restaurant workers, and 911 operators included in this new vaccine phase for Ohio.
Have been in jobs for over a year in the middle of the pandemic with no ability to do remote work, having to put their lives on the line. And to the extent we are going to pick groups, it seems like this group should be at the front of the line.
Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley says those workers who have been on the job for most of the pandemic deserve to be next on the list to get a vaccine. But he also raises issues when it comes to racial disparities among people who have been able to get a shot already.
As long as we're only doing older people, there's going to continue to be a racial divide in who gets the vaccine.
Mayor Cranley says decades of systemic issues with housing and health care mean there are more elderly white people than black people. In a message to Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, Mayor Cranley wrote in part, to ensure the health and safety of these vulnerable communities and increase equity among those being vaccinated, this science should be followed in the prioritization process, pointing to an advisory panel for the CDC that raised equity issues with age limits this week.
We are all throughout the city of Cincinnati, so I would say that we're doing really good with touching all populations, especially when we're looking at that, health disparities, inequality.
The Cincinnati Health Department works with community groups to try and get to underserved populations. So far, 29% of the people vaccinated by the Cincinnati Health Department have been black. But statewide, while Ohio has given a dose to more than 1.4 million white people, it has reached only about 100,000 African Americans.
We want to make sure that we're going out into the community. We want to make sure we're going out and we touch in those communities that can't come to our larger events.
I reached out to Governor DeWine's office about this, and I'm still waiting to hear back. Reporting at Cincinnati City Hall, Josh Bazan, WCPO 9 News.